So Evan's a veteran. He's amazing. He's the kind of person that when this is done, go up to him, get his card, and he will have you for life. Like, he will get you your contacts, your network. He's just that guy. So amazing. So I know everyone, that guy's on the phone. Hey, in the plaid, let's get off the phone, shall we? Yeah. She's like looking around like, does anyone hear this? You're all spread out. It's like, do we know each other? I was like, I was kind of upset about the turnout, but that's okay. There's other times. We'll do this. So Evan Weber, affiliate genius, guru of the world. Can we give it up for him? We get a little clap? Oh, and we have chocolate bars. It's like a one-trick pony. We got chocolate bars for you when you go. Oh, that guy is so excited about the chocolate. The big guy in the front, chocolate bars. I'll get you your own case. You're good.
Thank you, Roma. I promise I'm not as entertaining as she is. But I'll try my best. So my name's Evan Weber. I've been in the internet marketing space for over 10 years. I started back in the late 90s with a free auction website that was kind of like an eBay clone, and did that for a little while. Then I moved on to a company called dentalplans.com, which was a discount dental portal where I was the I was the director of marketing there for 5.5 years, and it was a wonderful experience. And then I ended up leaving there and starting my agency in 2007. And we're basically a digital agency that focuses on affiliate management and growing affiliate programs for merchants. We also do some social media management and some search stuff too, but our main focus is definitely managing affiliate programs for our clients. And so, LinkedIn is something that I've used, since day one of LinkedIn, basically. They actually, sent me an email a few months ago thanking me for being one of their early adopters. I think I was the, 30,000th person on LinkedIn, which I was a little underwhelmed by, but I thought I was a little earlier than that. But at the end of the day, it was a nice gesture. So LinkedIn is it really is the largest business social network. So, when you think about social networks, obviously Facebook and Twitter, Facebook is, the granddaddy of them all. And LinkedIn is kind of like the business, the social network for business networking. It's like the Facebook for business. And they've really done a great job over the years, over the last year and a half, of really improving the functionality, improving the socialness of the network, and really kind of making it more like a Facebook, so it's more interactive and you can actually use it, beneficially to get business. So I'm going to launch into my first slide. Growing your network. Obviously we need connections. We need hundreds, if not thousands, of connections. And it's really nice because, I'm one of those obnoxious people that you may have known in your career that sends you invites to things. And since day one, I was spidering my, Outlook contacts and, pulling all my data into LinkedIn and sending invites to everybody. And I've been, I was doing that 7-8 years ago. So there are several ways of growing your contacts. You can literally pull all your email contacts from Outlook or Gmail right into a CSV file. You can download it all and then upload it right into LinkedIn. Yes, and what you can do is, and it's nice because it tells you everyone in your contact file that's already on LinkedIn. So it tells you, these 500 people are on LinkedIn, and then it sends them all invites, and then it goes to a screen where it'll show you everyone not on LinkedIn, and you can send those people an invite as well, but obviously those people aren't going to accept as readily as the people already on LinkedIn. So it's really nice when you upload your contacts and you see, oh my gosh, all these people are on LinkedIn already, and you blast them all an invite at once. There's some other nice things they let you do. They let you just paste in email addresses. There's a box where you can literally paste in email addresses, just list it all out in a file, and it sends them all an invite. They have nice features where you can invite the colleagues of your company. There's a screen that prompts you that says, actually, let me pull it up real quick just to give you a visual on it. Here. So under contacts, you can see where you go into add connections. And the nice thing is you can literally put in your email and password here, and it works well if you have Gmail. Some mail clients, it won't. It supports AOL, Yahoo. It supports a lot of mail clients. It doesn't support every mail client. It doesn't support some, that run on an internet, a company-wide email thing. But if you're on Gmail or any of the other ISPs that are fairly popular, it will literally pull in all your contacts into the list. So you can see also here, you can just paste in a whole list of emails. Like when you're done with this conference, take all your business cards, put all the email addresses in a file or just in a list and save it. And you can literally just paste them all in and boom, it'll send them all invitations. So it's really great for mass inviting people. And if you've ever been connected with me, you would have gotten one of these mass invites from me and probably not realized it was a mass invite. But the nice thing is you can do mass invites.
But that's the pretty part. You don't have to notice that it's a mass invite.
It's all personalized. It doesn't, you don't see it's a mass invite. It just looks like, Evan Weber wants to connect with you. So and then it says accept. So along the same lines, you can invite, your colleagues that are working at the same company. It'll pull them all up in a list. You can invite your classmates from college. It shows you your colleges you attended, and then it will pull up lists of people from those colleges that are on LinkedIn, and you can say, oh, I know that guy, I know that girl, and you can send them an invite. One of the nicest features is the people you may know. This just pulls up sort of random, but not really, lists of people who are connected through connections kind of thing. So these are all people who I'm not connected to yet, but if I simply said, oh, let me connect with Gareth, okay? Boom. Send invitation. I just connected with, I just sent Gareth an invitation. Wonderful. I have no idea who Gareth is, but he is a friend of a friend. He is someone who is connected with someone I know. So 9 times out of 10, they'll accept your invitation, but they might be like, I don't know who that person is, so they may say no. So that can happen. It's kind of like just keep moving. Don't worry about if someone doesn't accept the invitation. The nice thing is it'll send a follow-up invitation. If they don't accept, several days later it'll say, reminder, Evan Weber invited you to connect on LinkedIn, and so it has like an automated follow-up process that goes into it. So let me. Oh, okay. That's the wrong slide. Okay. So we've covered some of these things for the mass invites, inviting classmates, the people you may know. One of the practices I use, and let me just preface all of this by saying I have 3,800 LinkedIn connections. And I'm not what they call an open networker, which is someone who just says, I'll connect to whoever it is and they don't really care. Most of these people I do know or I've met at conferences or I've met over the years being in the industry. So, and also I have 145 LinkedIn recommendations, which we'll get into later, but that's quite a lot to have. If you have recommendations, that they don't come very frequently, and you really have to work for them and ask for them and leave them first, but we'll get into that later. So one thing you should do when you get an email from someone or you email someone, they respond, that you're trying to do business with or you're just connecting with through the business world, is send them a LinkedIn invitation immediately. And the nice thing about that is it shows them that you're really proactive and you're actually trying to build your network. So, and most people are hip to LinkedIn at this point. LinkedIn just had a big IPO and they, had like a $10 billion, IPO. It just went absolutely bananas. So they've been in the public consciousness kind of heavily the last year, or at least since that IPO. So everyone knows who LinkedIn is, and they won't be like, why is this person inviting me to this thing I've never heard of? Because it will be familiar to them. So let's see, forward connection requests. The other thing that I do when someone accepts my LinkedIn invitation, because you get an email that says, so-and-so accepted your LinkedIn invitation. And what you can do is you can click through the email and go right to LinkedIn and send them a message and say, thank you for accepting my LinkedIn invitation. This is what we do. I'd love to know what you do. I'd love to see if we can work together more closely or, put a partnership together. So following up on the actual LinkedIn invite acceptances is it's just like closing the loop. It's a good way to really, conclude, get the business going on the right foot. Connection requests are it's kind of like the old school way of building contacts. If you have connections in LinkedIn, you can look through their connections and you can say, hey Roma, I want to connect with Brian, and it sends Roma an email, and she has to forward it. She has to press a button that says, hey Brian, my connection Evan would like to connect with you. Will you forward this? And if she forwards it, it goes to that person, and then they accept it, and then you're connected, and you can try to do business. So the forward request thing is still something that is available. It's not a very popular thing, although it's kind of like a very underused thing. People don't use it enough because I'm connected to a lot of people, and I get very, very few of these. I send them a lot. I send probably 20 or 30 a month just to people who are friends of a friend or connected to people I know, and they want to, and I want to connect with them and try to do business, so I use the forward request feature. But most of the connecting is done through, importing your contact files and doing it all automated, or just doing one-off, connections through people you've emailed back and forth with, that type thing. So let's talk about your profile. Building your profile, it's very important because in this day and age, people are looking at your profile. People are checking it out to see who you are, what you do. I get a lot of profile views because I post a lot of content on LinkedIn. So when I go into my LinkedIn home screen, it will show me. This is my LinkedIn home screen right here. It shows you how many people right here, how many people have viewed your profile. And then if you click on it, it lists out the people who were just surfing on LinkedIn and stumbled across your profile, whether they were searching you out or read, saw you in a group or saw some content you posted. Some of the people don't have pictures, and they don't really show you everything information-wise, but these are the people who have viewed my profile recently, and I can guarantee you I followed up with most of these people. And it's nice because it shows you over on the right, it shows you how many people, how many views my profile had. Over where you see the, let me see if I can operate this thing. Over there, this spike right here, this is when I did a big mass invite. I hadn't done an invite in about a year and a half, 2 years, and I went ahead and downloaded my Gmail contacts into LinkedIn, and it sent about 1,200 invites, and I got, all these profile views. And it's nice because it shows you, the keywords that are pulling me up in LinkedIn. There's dentalplans.com, the company I used to work for. So people who are searching for that company, they see that I used to work there, and then they came to my profile to check me out. So that's kind of nice. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's go to my profile. This is how my profile appears to others. So this is my profile. Of course, there's an ad on the right because LinkedIn has to monetize itself and make money. And we'll get into LinkedIn ads later because you can actually advertise on LinkedIn for your company. This is my profile. And it says, what I do, where I'm from. This is my latest tweet right here. You can connect your Twitter account to LinkedIn. So any tweets you do will show up in your LinkedIn. So, and it will show up in the updates, the status updates, kind of like Facebook where you see everyone's updates. LinkedIn has the same thing. I'll show you in a sec. But it shows the people who, it shows you like where I worked in the past, my current company, how many recommendations I have, how many connections I have, but it only shows 500 because they kind of cap it. They don't show you if you have like thousands. They just say if you have 500 or more, they show that. So, which I think is kind of silly, but I don't know. It's kind of been something they've had for years, and they've never really gotten rid of. So, and you can list your websites, you can list your company site, your personal sites, your Twitter account. There's my profile URL down there. It says Jimi Hendrix because I'm a big Jimi Hendrix fan. That's probably the one unprofessional thing about my profile, but I don't really care because I love Jimi Hendrix, and if you don't like that, then leave, my profile. But it's just kind of something I associate with just on a musical level and also on a just creative level. So I sometimes tie in Jimmy. So then I have a summary about myself down here. It shows all my recent activity on the right side over here. These are all my postings and my tweets. They all show up right here. And if you post frequently, then your stuff will go there, and people will see all your postings, your recent postings. and then it starts. See, you can reorganize all this layout. You can move things around. I have my company stuff here, and then here I have my recommendations. So because I have a lot of recommendations, because I have a lot of them, I want to feature them, because usually when someone leaves a recommendation for you on LinkedIn, it's usually a pretty glowing recommendation. Evan's the greatest, he's the best, he's awesome, whatever. People leave them for each other, so when you leave one for somebody, you're not going to say, oh, they're all right, maybe do business with them. It's usually a really glowing recommendation, so make sure to feature your recommendations prominently in your profile. So when people go to your profile, if you're looking for a new job, if you're looking to get business, people will read that first and they'll say, oh, wow, I should do business with this person because they have great recommendations. So those are really important. And then, my recommendations just go on and on and on. And I'm not going to bore you with it all, but on the right side here, they show you the people who have viewed my profile have also viewed, Sean Collins, Erica Green, Roma, there she is, and a few other people that you may know in the industry, Holly Brown, Tom Walsh, Amy Sheridan. These are people who are in the affiliate marketing industry and has nothing to really do with me, but it's just kind of a cool thing that you can see by looking at the data. Let's go back to here. So let's talk about recommendations for a second, because they're so important, and people are just so impressed with them. I've gotten so many just comments over the years of wow, you really have a lot of recommendations, and I'm like, well, I work for them. I leave them for people first. If you leave a recommendation for someone you're connected to, it sends them an email and says, Evan left you a recommendation. Would you like to return the favor? And so they go and do it. So it's nice, because if you leave them for people first, they tend to leave them back. So that's kind of a nice thing. And let's see, connect your Twitter account to LinkedIn. That's nice. They have a thing called the Profile Organizer, which allows you to move things around and add different, they call them apps. You can pull in like your blog feed into your profile. You can pull in certain apps into your profile and kind of customize it. So that's kind of nice. And be professional. Definitely be as professional as you can on LinkedIn, and because it's like a professional social network, and everyone there is business related and business oriented, and it's not a place for silliness or I went out last weekend and got drunk. It's definitely more for your stuff will show up there if you're tweeting it, but sometimes if you're looking for a job, I definitely wouldn't be tweeting stuff that would then show up there. But if you're if you work at a company and you're secure in your position or whatever the case may be, you might not care so much if the tweets show up and they're a little unprofessional. But in general, you should try to remain very professional. Let's see how I'm doing. Okay. Okay. So how to work LinkedIn? I mean, it's all well and good that LinkedIn's this fabulous business tool and it's a great social network, but how are you going to get the most out of it? Let's go to the to status updates. Let me just show you how you view these status updates. When you log into your LinkedIn account, this is what you're going to see. And you can go and post a nice comment right here, a status update, kind of like Facebook, and it will actually tweet it for you. If you select this button over here, you check this off, it'll put whatever you hear through your Twitter account. So you can kind of, save yourself a little work by doing that. This area is called LinkedIn Today. This will bring in stories from your industry. So I'm connected, I'm in the internet advertising industry, so all my stories are internet advertising related. And these are just like hot stories from the industry. So it's kind of nice. That's a new feature they rolled out a couple months ago. It's kind of nice because I always see something there that is interesting that I hadn't really heard of before, so I'll check it out. And then you get down into the updates. These are all the people I'm connected to, and it's kind of like Facebook. These are their status updates. So, Eric just he just spoke about, Chai FM, and he wrote a little post in here. So like, oh, how cool, Eric. I just liked his comment. So now he's gonna see that. He's gonna see I liked his comment. And just like on Facebook, my friends will see that I liked his comment. It kind of brings him a little exposure. And if I said, cool Eric. I try to be kind of outgoing and friendly in the whole approach, but he'll see that, and he'll say, oh wow, Evan is on my stuff. He's like liking my stuff. He's commenting. It just goes. It's like, I call it social karma. The fact that I've just gone and done this, he'll probably do it to me in the future. He'll probably comment on some of my posts and say, great post, Evan, or whatever. It encourages people to kind of reciprocate with the social stuff. So, every day I'm on here, when I get up in the morning, start getting on the computer, start working, and finish, clearing out my email, I go right on LinkedIn and I check the status updates and I see who's posting what and is there anything I can comment on and anything I can learn from it, quite frankly. The people will post links, articles, things. It's just kind of another way to keep your finger on the pulse of what these people are, my contacts are doing, and they're all mostly, industry contacts, so it's all relevant stuff. And you see all these are all updates, so I could go and connect on any of these. People post articles, and you can show more, and it just keeps going on, and you can really interact with people that way. The other nice thing is you can send them a message. There's a little thing that says send message, and so it pulls up a screen and say, hey, Eric, nice, great job. I hope it went well. Let's do some business. Get a hold of me, or whatever, something like that. So you can really proactively do the biz dev thing and try to reach out to people in your daily routine, as you're scanning these updates. So here are my connections over here. Over there, I have 3,786 connections, and I was really trying to get to 4,000 before this presentation, but kind of didn't happen. And I was busy working and things, and I couldn't really put like a full force effort behind it. But I'm not disappointed. I'm happy with how many I have. Obviously, it's a lot, and it's more than I could ever work, and work all those relationships. But you have to have a lot of relationships to get, a finite number of partnerships and business development deals out of it, or whatever your goal is as far as your job and what you're trying to accomplish. They have add connections right under there. The nice thing about LinkedIn, they've really stepped up. People you may know in the upper right over there, they're always sort of suggesting people. They're always sort of, saying, connect to this person, connect to that person, and you should do it. You should be like connecting to everyone you can. And then when they accept the invitation, you say, hey, thanks for accepting my invitation. This is what we do. I'd love to know what you do and if we can do any business together. So it's just a way to kind of work it. So let's talk about, I don't know why this keeps going back and forth, probably because I hit the button. So follow the status updates just like Facebook. Like, comment, share, and message people. And the nice thing about that is other people that I'm connected to see when I like, comment, or share, and they see me doing it. So it just builds more social karma. It just reinforces the fact that I'm taking my time, my extremely valuable time, to go and comment on some random person's status update or post, and it just mentally goes a long way to just cementing the fact that I'm a good social networker and they should do it for me in the future. So we saw who's viewed your profile. We already covered that. LinkedIn today, those are the stories at the top. People you may know, they're always suggesting. And you should be also the phone, the app, the iPhone app, the Android app. LinkedIn has a really nice app. And they have a section where it will suggest people, and you can literally send invites from the app. Like I'm sitting there on the couch, and I go to the app while I'm sitting there, and I'm sending invites. Just another way to kind of build the network. While you don't have to be on the computer, you could be wherever, and you could be like sending invites. So we talked about people you may know, groups, events, and companies. I'm going to get into groups in a second, but they have a fabulous group section, and they also have an events section where this conference was listed, and other conferences, ad tech and other industry conferences, will all be listed, and you can go say you can RSVP, and you can say you're attending, and people see that, so they might see you on that and say, oh, Evan is attending Affiliate Summit, and then he's going to be at ad tech. So he must be in the industry. Let me reach out to him. I can't tell. I mean, I probably get 5 to 10 just unsolicited emails coming my way saying, I saw you on LinkedIn and I see you do this, so I'd like to see if we can do something together. So the more you work the system, the more people will actually come to you to try to do business. So it isn't always just you reaching out. There's a lot of, over the years, at one time it wasn't like that, but over the years, as they've done a better job making it more socially interactive and like literally forcing people to interact with each other, then I see more of this happening on a weekly basis. Every day I get between 5 and 10 people that contact me. Oh, I see you're an agency. What do you do? Can we work together? That type thing. Adding applications. Applications are part of your profile. You can add your blog feed. You can add your Twitter feed. You can add, they have like 20 or 30 really nice applications that you can add to your profile that kind of add a little extra content from your various, content repositories or whatever you want to call it. And it'll pull it into your profile and it just kind of aggregates all your stuff out there into your profile. So it's nice. Join groups. You can join up to 50 LinkedIn groups. And in every industry, there's usually a multitude of LinkedIn groups. The nice thing is they tell you how many people are in each group. They tell you that's kind of how I go about it. I look for all the internet advertising groups and I look for the ones with the most people because there's a motivation there. I'll tell you about in a second. But you should join all the industry groups that you can, and then you can start interacting within the group, which is really nice. I'm going to get to that next. Be a beast, just meaning be a beast. Go, don't be, a wuss. Go about it like an animal. If you just tinker with it, it's just not going to go far. You really have to work it every day, and you really have to make it part of your daily routine. Otherwise, you just won't get enough out of it. You'll get something out of it, but if you work it really hard, you'll get what you expect out of it. And if you don't, it'll sort of underwhelm you. So groups, I'm a big fan of groups. I started a group a year and a half ago or 2 years ago when they first launched this feature for affiliate marketers and people in the affiliate industry, and it has 8,000 members at this point. It's grown. It grows every day. Every day, 10 to 15 people join my group. And I could show you my group. But the nice thing is you can join up to 50 groups, and you can go in there and start discussion topics. You can say, I have a burning question about this. Can someone answer it? Or, this is what my company does. Although you have to be kind of careful with self-promotional stuff because it can get flagged as a promotional thing and it just won't get seen in the group. So most people abuse the groups. They go in and post, this is my company. Work with us. We're amazing. Or whatever they do. And it's just kind of like a misuse of the group. It's kind of just self-promotion just because people are trying to get business and they're like, I'm going to go in the group and, say, come do business with us. But it doesn't really work. And the group moderators will either, mark it as spam or just delete it flat out. And so it's not a good strategy. What you should be doing is interacting with other people's topics and starting your own topics and actually going about it in an interactive way where you can really try to network with people, participate in discussions. If you have a blog on your site, you can share. It's really nice. You can share your article onto. This is something I do every day, and I haven't seen anyone out there who does it to the extent I do it, and which is great because I don't want them doing it. But people that do what I do, similar agencies. You can say you write a new blog post on your company site. You can go to LinkedIn and submit it to 50 different groups that you're all a member of. And what it does is it posts in the group and it gets traffic, and it helps my views go up, but it brings in traffic. It's literally a nice traffic source. I do this daily because I post content daily. So every post, I have this little process where after I post an article, I go share it on Facebook, Twitter, all the LinkedIn groups, Dig, Delicious, Stumble Upon. I do my social bookmarking thing, and LinkedIn is just another place to share your article URL, and a whole bunch of people could potentially see it, or no one could see it. But you got to kind of put it out there, and then some people will see it. And you kind of can't really get too caught up in, Are they seeing it? Are they not seeing it? You can look in your analytics and you can see how much traffic's coming from LinkedIn if you want to see exactly how many people have found your article. But I can tell you from experience, and maybe it's because I'm trying to post compelling content that people might want to read, but I do get comments. The other nice thing about sharing your articles into the LinkedIn groups is when people comment on them, they kind of get like boosted up in the group, and other people see it. It kind of gets, when people actually make comments on your article and say, "Oh, nice article, thanks for sharing," other people will see it, and it will kind of get boosted up in the rankings of how the articles are being displayed. So it's just another way to get your content more reads. Start your own group. I mean, absolutely. Whatever industry you're in, if you're in the telecom industry, start a telecom group. If you're in the online advertising industry, start an online advertising group. And then you have to go in and post content in it. You can't just start a group and do absolutely nothing. You have to invite all your friends, invite your connections, and then your group will grow. And my one group, and let me pull it up real quick, is at about 8,000 members. You just go under groups right here. And then it lists out all your groups you're a member of, groups you may like, the group directory. You can search for groups, and you can create a group right here. And these are some of the groups I'm a member of. This is my group that I started. And it's cool. It's like its own little mini social network. I just called it Linked Affiliate, a place for affiliate marketers to meet, whatever. It sounded good at the time. It's not a brilliant title or anything, but it's just kind of like what kind of was on my mind at the time. But it shows you all the recent articles, manager's choice over here on the right, and these are the popular discussions. And the thing about LinkedIn groups is a lot of people post crap. They go in there and they promote like affiliate stuff and make money online and this and that. And you really have to moderate the group and delete all that stuff to keep it nice and clean. Otherwise, people will come to the group and they'll say, "There's a bunch of crap in here. Why would I want to be part of this group? It's not what I want. I don't find any helpful information." I actually have a moderator it's like a paid moderator that I hired. That one of her tasks is to keep the group clean, to delete the spammy posts that get posted. So here's one of my articles. Must-see session, how to maximize. This is a post I did about my session. I shared it on a forum, and then I shared the link into the group. So even on forums, if you go to like your favorite forums and you post an article or a topic to the forum, you can take the topic URL in the address bar and go and share it on LinkedIn into numerous groups. But don't share content into groups that aren't relevant or it's like pointless. Definitely share them into relevant groups. It's just a nice interactive place. It's nice if you own the group because then you can go into members and you can look at all your wonderful members. You can see all the people that are in the group and you can message them and you can message anyone in the group if you own the group. The other nice thing about groups is if you're not connected to people in the group, you can connect to up to 500. You can email. I'm sorry, not connect, but you can send them an invite, but you can actually send a personal message, a direct email, to up to 500 other group members, which is huge because it's kind of like getting around. LinkedIn doesn't really let you send a lot of direct emails to people you're not connected to, but if you're in the same group as them, then you can send them a direct email. And so it's really nice to be able to, let 500 people that you don't know that are targeted in your industry know about what you're doing and how it's a wonderful thing. So, there's a job section in here. There's a whole management panel. You can share the group. This thing will bring up share on LinkedIn, share on Twitter, share on Facebook, invite others. I've invited all my connections to join my group. You pop open a little screen and select the people you're connected to and send invites, boom, 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 to the group. And so that's nice. And you can also paste all the emails in here, right in here. Add other email, upload a file. You can upload a CSV file and invite multitudes of people to your group. And then they give you the link down here in the bottom left. And this is just a link you can share anywhere. Join my group and just post it to Facebook or Twitter or wherever you're posting things. So that's a little bit about groups. Let's see, anything I didn't cover? Invite everyone you know, share your discussions. Oh, if you start a discussion in the group, you can take the URL. It creates a URL for every discussion. It's like a blog post. It's like another piece of content you're posting online. And you can take that URL and you can share it on Facebook, Twitter, bookmark it on other sites, submit it to Dig, other social bookmarking sites, and really syndicate that URL, syndicate the content and let it work for you a little harder than it normally would. And you can, another wonderful thing about running your own group is you can send an email to everyone in the group every 7 days. Every 7 days you can send an email blast to everyone in the group for free. Absolutely for free. And they can't do a damn thing about it except leave the group if they don't like it. And so every 7 to 10 days, I try not to hammer people too much, but I send out something about some of my articles or some content I'm trying to bring to the masses or whatever, or a new company that I'm friends with or someone who asked me, And if you had a big enough group, you could charge people to do this. You could, if you had a big enough group that was targeted enough, you could actually get paid advertisers to pay you to blast to the group, whatever message they want to, check out this service, or here's a special promotion on the service. And it's just a really nice thing to have. So start your own LinkedIn group. The only thing you need to do is have a little graphic created, a little like 150 by 40 graphic. And that kind of stumbled me up, because then you got to go to like your editing graphic program and make your little graphic and save it the right size and upload it. So there's a little step involved there. Otherwise, it's really quick and easy. How am I doing? Doing fine. Okay. So jobs, LinkedIn jobs are great because they've really worked on this section and really advanced the section in the last year. It's a great place to find new jobs, find companies to work for. Then you send an invite to the person at the company and say, I'd love to send you my resume. I'd love to work for your company. I mean, how much more direct can you get? You don't have to look in the paper and schedule an interview, and you can really use online to really work the job hunt thing. And they also post the jobs you may be interested in, which is nice. As you surf around LinkedIn, logged into your account, you'll see like jobs you may be interested in. And these are companies hiring that are targeted to what you've done in your career. So they're suggesting companies in your industry that may be looking for new people. And it's just a great way to facilitate that. If you're looking to hire, they charge $195 for a 30-day ad. So that's for companies looking to hire through LinkedIn. You can run an ad on there for 30 days. It's like Monster or running an ad in a classified. It's just another place to put a nice, and they actually just revamped that whole section. So when you do a paid listing on there, they have all these different functions and features, and it's a whole presentation in itself, I assure you. But and they have another thing called Job Seeker Premium, which is for people looking for jobs, obviously, and it's an additional service. It's a paid service, but they make suggestions and they allow you to connect with people and see resumes. And it's just a fabulous way to find a new job or find a new company to work for, to elevate your career, to go work for another company, and find a better position. And along the same lines of sharing content, if you're posting an ad for a new employee, you can go share that on Facebook, Twitter, your blog. It creates a URL, and you can go and share that. The nice thing what LinkedIn did about a year or so ago, I can't remember exactly, but they made all the content spiderable in Google. So at one time, like all the group content wasn't even in Google. Like it didn't even come up in the search results. And then I would say 8 or 9 months ago, they allowed you to convert your group over to what's called an open group. And now all the group content is indexable by Google. And so when you go posting discussions or, all that stuff ranks in Google. I use several different, online platforms. My own blog, other blogs I'm friendly with, LinkedIn, Facebook, fan page discussion area. There's several platforms that I use to post very similar content. I never post the same thing twice because you don't want to post duplicate content anywhere more than once. But if you post, several of the same type of article with different content and a different title, but talking about something very similar, you can actually achieve multiple organic rankings in the search results under the same keyword phrases and the same search topics. So LinkedIn is just another online platform that you can post content on, and it will rank organically in Google, and you rank really well. And also, I do the whole social bookmarking thing. Like, I post something on LinkedIn, I share it on Dig, Delicious, Stumble Upon, and I share it, through on Facebook and Twitter. And so I'm syndicating all my content on, on LinkedIn and my other platforms. But it's just another great way to get your content out there and get you more business, quite honestly. Let's see. I want to have some Q&A time, so let me this is the last slide. So, and I'm not going to cover everything there is to cover. I'm just kind of covering what I think is important for business development and really leveraging it. There is more to it. Obviously, it's a huge platform. Okay, so other neat stuff. One of the nice things you can do is export all your LinkedIn connections to a file. So if you have 1,000 connections, you press a button, and you can export all your connections to a file. I can even show you where it is. It's under Contacts, My Connections, and then it should be right up here at the upper right, when these load. Export connections, where is it? Remove connections, add connections, maybe it's at the bottom. Here it is, export connections. So if I were to click this button, and I'm not going to do it because it'll export all my connections to this laptop, and I don't know who's going to get these, but if I were to click that button, it would pop up a little window, and it would say, export to a CSV file. You export them all to a CSV, and then you can upload them into your favorite CRM, Salesforce, or whatever CRM you're using. You can take all your LinkedIn connections and import them to your CRM, and then you can start working them as leads, and you can start trying to get business out of them by following up and keeping track of it in Salesforce and using all the wonderful features of your favorite CRM to close the business and just keep track of the correspondences and things like that. So that's a really nice thing you can do. Jigsaw, I'd be negligent if I didn't mention Jigsaw because it's similar to LinkedIn as far as for business development, but the nice thing about Jigsaw is you can literally access their phone number and email address, but for money though. You buy points, and like say I wanted to work with someone at FedEx, so I go to Jigsaw and I type in FedEx, and it gives me every single person that works in FedEx that's in Jigsaw, all the upper level executives, the C-levels, all the people who I could possibly want to contact. And in order to connect with them, you have to click a button, and it costs money. It costs $5 or 5 points, which are translated into dollars, every time you want to go grab a new connection and reach out to them. The nice thing is, if you have a lot of contacts, you can upload your own contacts into Jigsaw, and it gives you a bunch of credits. So you can take those credits and buy other people's contact info. And so that's what I did. I uploaded all my connections, and it gave me like 3,000 credits. And then I started buying people's contact info, downloading it to a spreadsheet, uploading it into Salesforce, and then starting to work it, looking for business clients. So Jigsaw is phenomenal. Salesforce actually owns Jigsaw. And if you have Salesforce, Jigsaw actually works within Salesforce. So in your Salesforce account, you can search Jigsaw and literally convert the leads it brings up into Salesforce leads, like with one click of a button, and then start working them. Send them all an email, follow up, etc. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be timid. It's social networking, people. Be social. The thing about, and I kind of rant about this occasionally, is Facebook and LinkedIn they're great social networks, but people by nature don't reach out that much. And so they've made them more interactive by like forcing people to interact by making, giving that kind of functionality to the platforms. So you need to just be really proactive and not be afraid to reach out, because what are they going to say? Who are you? I don't know. Yeah, I found you on LinkedIn. I'd like to see if we can. Okay, great, wonderful. I've never, maybe 1 or 2 times ever had someone say, who are you, or what do you want from my life? Mostly it's all really, really good, good, well received. So how to build your recommendations, you leave them first for other people. I touched on that earlier. Go through all your contacts on LinkedIn, the people who you actually know and have done business with, and start leaving recommendations. Evan's a great social networker. He's a great company to work with, blah, blah, blah. I highly recommend him. And then they receive that, and they'll leave you one back. And that's how you build your recommendations up. You can also, they have a feature where you can ask for recommendations. You can pull a whole bunch of your LinkedIn connections into an invite tool on LinkedIn, and it sends them, Evan Weber would like to exchange recommendations with you. And that's a really valuable tool, but they cap it. The other thing I'd say about capping, because I've been shut off from sending invites, they give you 2,000 LinkedIn invitations initially in your account. And then when you've exhausted those, you can ask them for more. But I hit that brick wall probably a couple of years ago. And then maybe a year ago, or not even, I contacted them because LinkedIn used to have the worst customer service ever. They used to never respond, no phone number, nothing like that. But now they will respond, and they do have people working there because they have all this money now. So that you can really get like a response, and you can get people to respond at LinkedIn and open up more invitations to you. So the other thing, a couple of things real quick, and then I want to answer some questions. Sorry, it's keep rambling on, but LinkedIn companies. Every company can have a LinkedIn profile for the company. And you can put, all your employees there, what you do, all types of stuff. And it's like a nice company profile page. So if you work at a company or you have a company, you should launch your company profile on LinkedIn. And then, and you can ask your clients to leave recommendations about your company. So you can build up your company recommendations. It's separate from the personal recommendations. It's also a really nice thing to have. When people see that, they're really impressed. The Add This Chrome extension, if you use Google Chrome to do your browsing, your web browsing, there's a little button called Add This. And when you've posted like a new discussion topic on LinkedIn, you click a little button and it pulls up a LinkedIn, a share thing, and you can click LinkedIn and you can pick all your groups in one area. Boom, 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 boom. And it blasts your link right into all the groups automatically. So that's phenomenal. LinkedIn events. Like I said, every event out there has, and you can start, if you have an event, you can create an event on LinkedIn and then send invites, and people will RSVP, and it's a nice little place to coordinate event information. LinkedIn ads, this is where you can actually advertise on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is actually a giant advertising platform. And the only problem with it is they charge on a cost per click, and it can be very expensive to even get a click. It can be like $4 or $5, $6 a click just to get a click. And unless you're tracking the results and seeing how many leads it brings in and how many sales come from those leads, it's hard to justify spending $4, $5, $6 a click and not knowing how much business it's bringing. But if you can measure your business, through referral tracking mechanisms, and track how many leads and then how many leads turn to sales through a CRM, then you can say, oh, we spent $500 on LinkedIn advertising and it brought in $1,000 in business. So whoopee, it worked. But a lot of people can't measure it, so it's definitely generating revenue for them. I don't know how much exactly, but it's definitely something that's out there. But I've experimented with it myself, and I didn't really think it was that wonderful, so I kind of turned off my campaign. I'm running like $10 a day maybe in spend, but it's more of a B2B. It's definitely a B2B advertising platform. And you shouldn't be like advertising consumer products on there, but definitely B2B type stuff you can advertise in LinkedIn ads. So that is my last slide. Like I said, there's more to it, but that's everything. Let me take some questions real quick. Go ahead. What about it? Say again. Growing your network. Through groups? Yes, you can contact for the connection request. Yes, you can contact up to 500 people of any group you're involved with, you're joined to. So that's nice. So yes, I definitely highly recommend that. You can look in groups in your industry, and you can see who they work for, and you can send them a message and say, I saw you in the group, and I'd love to connect, or just send them a message and say, I'd love to work together. Can we speak about it, and start to set up a call. So you should definitely work the groups in that way. Yes. Yeah, I should have put it in here. Sorry. It's Evan at experienceadvertising.com. It's just my domain, experienceadvertising.com. It's Evan at, and I have some cards. Right. Paid versus free. I am a paid account right now. The majority of the last several years, I've been a free account. The only advantage is they let you send what are called in-mails, and they give you very few. They give you like 3 a month. What that allows you to do is just send a direct email to anyone on LinkedIn you're not connected to. They only give you 3 a month on the basic, and the highest paid version they have, they give you 10 a month. So it doesn't give you a lot of, stuff to work with. It definitely doesn't give you a lot of connection requests to work with. So I don't even think you need to do it personally. Now, if one of those connections leads to business and justifies that, $29.95 a month, then yes, then it would be beneficial. They do. They do. They give you a little bit more data on who's viewed your profile. But I've gone with it without it for years, and I've used it, pretty much to the fullest, without being a totally free user. They give you a little more data on who's viewed your profile. So, oh, sorry, it's over here. We've looked at this a little earlier, but when you look into people who have viewed your profile, more people's contact info will show up here. And they give you more stats on the right. You don't get this stuff on the right with a free account. The top search keywords for you, views by industry, views by country. They tell you where all your contacts are from. To me, I don't even care. I mean, I don't really need to know my demographics of who my connections are. I'm more concerned with business development and connecting with people and trying to get business out of it and just, building my connections. But no problem. Yes.
So you said you connect to groups, you interact with all the people. How do you make money out of it? You email them directly, or do you make an upsell?
Well, yeah, you have to first connect with the person. In the groups, you can just send an email without connecting, and you can
sell digital products, or what do you do?
No, well, I'm looking for agency clients. I'm looking for companies that want to hire my agency to do online advertising. It just depends on what your goals are, what you're looking to achieve through your business development activities.
Passive income.
Huh? Passive income?
Yeah.
Passive income doesn't exist. It exists in certain ways, but in the real world, passive income for most people is like a fantasy. It's like a fairy tale. What I do advocate is working the system and trying to get clients or partnerships. Depends what your company does. If you're looking for companies to partner with you, go look for partnerships. Connect with companies that you think would be a good partner for the company and would make the CEO happy, or make you look better in the eyes of whoever, and bring in business. It really depends on what your goal is for your job at your company, and is how you tailor your approach. But at the end of the day, if you just work it as hard as you can, it will lead to business. Like I said, I get 5 to 10 emails a day of just people who see me on LinkedIn and see my content. And I may be able to work with them, I may not. It's like a case-by-case basis. And you set up the phone call, you have your biz dev call, and you follow up, and you put them in your CRM, and you work the whole angle. But yeah, sure.
Hi. Beyond what you can do on your personal page to network, can you just talk a bit more about the company page? How can you use that as a merchant to expand your network and build brand recognition?
Well, like I said, you can definitely build out a net. This is my company page, but I have to be honest, I haven't built it out to the extent I probably should, because I run a very small boutique agency, so I don't have a lot of employees on here. The nice thing is it's just another thing to show people. It's another thing, it ties in with the job search, and you can, any jobs you post on here will go on your company profile. It's a good thing to explore and just to build out for your company. And it's also nice if you're looking to work for a company, you can really see what they do and who works there. And you might know someone that works there, and you can say, hey, I see you work at this company. I want to work there. Who do I speak to? Can you connect? It's a really good way to kind of get your foot in the door. LinkedIn really is all about getting your foot in the door with companies. Whereas in the old days, you got to, pound the phones and make 100 phone calls a day to get business. Now you can use this wonderful platform to connect with people and then propose the business development idea and see how receptive they are. And then, of course, you got to close the business. This isn't going to close it for you, but it's definitely a nice first step in getting your foot in the door and accessing people's info. Like I said, Jigsaw is great for actually buying people's info. You just go there, you search for the company, you see who works there, and you press a button, and you get their name and their email and phone number, and you can, call them and email them, and it's kind of like more for like hardcore business development, Jigsaw. But for social networking business development, LinkedIn is the #1 tool. So I use both. I think they're kind of, have their own benefits and have their own, good aspects to using them. Okay, so we got 5 minutes left. We never gave out these chocolate bars, but this is a client of ours called Kona Bar. And these chocolate bars, why they're so yummy is because they have coffee grounds in them. Kona coffee, and it's Belgium chocolate. So you eat one of these bars, and we were supposed to pass them out before. Sorry, that didn't happen. But definitely come get one before you leave, and they'll like give you a nice little buzz as you're walking around the conference, and keep you awake. And my plan was to keep everyone awake, but hopefully I didn't see anyone fall asleep, so I think I pulled it off. So maybe we have like time for like a couple more questions. Any burning questions out there? Go ahead. Yeah.
Talk a little more about Jigsaw never used that, and I had no idea it connected to Salesforce.
Yes. Let me go in there real quick. See how lightning fast I can do this. Yeah, I mean it's phenomenal. I mean you can search companies and it shows you all the people that work there, and it gives you all their contact info. Oh, of course, my fingers aren't typing properly right now. So yeah, quickly in a couple minutes. And they have a nice video here you can watch. See, add a company, 5 points. They give you points for adding your own contacts. Over here on the left, I have 3,000 points because I've uploaded a tremendous amount of contacts to the system and they didn't have them already. They have a thing where if it's already in their system, they don't give you full points, and they have their little rules and stuff. But if you want to find a company, you just go in here and you search, let's see. Oh, let's see what Affiliate Summit has in here. Say you want to do business development with Affiliate Summit. Oh, okay. There's Sean Collins, there's Missy Ward, there's Amy Rodriguez. These are all people that are affiliates. So, okay, let's say we want Sean Collins' info. Absolutely. Let's get after Sean. And then to get it, all you do is click, get this contact, 5 points. I'll go ahead and get it, although I have it already. Boom. Sean at Affiliate Summit, and there's his phone number. So, I mean, how much more direct can you get? Really, I mean, you have no excuse anymore for not getting after people, because really this is, and Jigsaw has been around for several years. They actually are owned by Salesforce now. They got bought out for like $60 million like 2 years ago. But it's kind of like they have everyone's contact info in there, and it's really a no-brainer. You can, like my contacts, here's all my contacts. Wait. My Jigsaw, my lists. These are the people that I've bought recently. So these are all e-commerce companies that I want to do business with. Big companies. Oneida, Levano, McAfee, Expedia. And it lists, these are the VPs of e-commerce. These are the companies, any agencies in the room, I didn't show you this. But you can definitely use this to find the right people at the companies you want to go after. And I've already bought these. And here's the export button. Boom, you export it to a CSV or export all, or just the ones you select. And then you can take the CSV file and upload it to your CRM and work it. Now, since probably have a couple of seconds left, but the nice thing about using Salesforce is since they own Jigsaw, you can literally import all. You can do it right in Salesforce. You can pull these lists. You can buy the contacts, and it creates leads right in Salesforce. You can start working the leads and start following up and doing the biz dev thing, and working it and making your money work for you. So, thank you for coming out, everybody. I hope it was helpful. Thank you.